Welcome to Aliens, Onomy, and Arrest Records. I'm Molly.
And I'm Lilica.
And we're best friends and sociologists.
And we love everything weird and mysterious and creepy and dark. And in this podcast, we talk about true crime and the paranormal and sometimes both.
So today you're going to tell me a story like I don't know, really. Yeah. I've not heard this before.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a both episode where we're going to be talking about something that is supernatural, paranormal, but also has some true crime vibes. It's actually kind of true crime with paranormal vibes, but here we go.
Yeah, like who comes first? The paranormal or the true crime?
Damn chicken name kills me every time. So our story starts in the Uinta Basin in Utah at the Blind Frog Ranch.
Already, I'm upset. Because first we're in Utah. I'm joking. That was a mean thing to say. But also frogs. I hate frogs.
Well, you're going to love this.
I hate them.
Because this ranch, which is very near Skinwalker Ranch, this ranch, Blind Frog Ranch, the reason why it's called Blind Frog Ranch is because when the people that currently own it moved in, they uncovered kind of a cave and found thousands of blind frogs living in this cave system.
Why are they're blind because they were in the caves?
Yeah. So they've adapted to the cave. Like the lack of light in the cave.
They opened up a cave and there were frogs in there?
Uh-huh. Like hundreds or thousands of them. Yeah, I know.
Just sell the land. Absolutely not.
Well, they can't because they feel like it is hiding a treasure. They think that there's a $3 billion Aztec gold trove underneath this ranch. The people that own it. So it was bought by this guy, and he's kind of like an oil tycoon from Texas. And he bought this thinking that he was going to find this Aztec gold. So he's been kind of searching for this Aztec gold that apparently exists somewhere. They have some evidence. There is a show called Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch where they kind of go into the hunt for this gold. So just follow me for a second.
I'm here for this.
It is Aztec gold and frogs. But it's a good story. It's a good one. So the guy buys it, right? He has a family. Well, he has a son, at least. And so Duane Ollinger is the guy that bought it. And his son, Chad, and him were digging on this ranch trying to find the gold and other things, or some archaeological things on the property that they're it kind of just adds to the whole mystery of the thing.
And they're finding this because they're trying to dig for gold?
Yeah, but there's just sometimes they'll go up in the mountains, at least what they show in the show, the television show. They will sometimes end up kind of in the hills around their ranch, and will find just a trove of different, one time they found turquoise beads.
Oh, wow.
And some arrowheads and stuff. But when they found the beads, they found thousands of beads.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
this is also feeding their belief then that there's something.
That it could be the trove of gold.
Treasure.
Of Aztec gold could exist on their land, or under their land, rather. And so they've kind of been doing this treasure hunt on their land, and Discovery Channel has come in and has created a show based on that. But as they are doing this treasure hunt, there's also some like aspects of odd, potentially paranormal things happening. So a lot of it is just weird, right? Like the blind frogs, kind of weird. Like the mystery that goes behind like the Aztec people themselves is kind of weird. And then you're on a ranch in the Uinta Basin, which is very well known to be um, filled with paranormal
Mm. Mm-hmm.
experiences. People are reporting all sorts of strange things. So um, there are also some things that are just a little bit unusual about this ranch, like geological features about the ranch. They're finding a lot of metals that they shouldn't be finding, or that they claim that they shouldn't be finding. In the show they've hired a geologist who's come in, and it's like, well, it's kind of strange that we're finding this iridium kind of in this area. Doesn't seem like it um, should be here.
Mm-hmm.
They're also finding like meteorites.
Oh, wow.
Mm, so just kind of
It's
strange.
a lot of land then.
It's a lot of land. It's 160
Oh,
acres.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a lot
Hmm.
of the beats
Yeah.
like the quarter acre that my house is on.
So, um, in the show, they've also brought in some folks. They really kind of present this ranch as something that other people try to get to, that they're constantly having to kick people off their land. There's always trespassers. And then while they're filming, they'll claim that they're seeing odd things. Um, some shadow figures. They think that they may have seen, like, they're never quite clear on the show,
Hmm.
because it's a television show. But it, could be something related to what they see at Skinwalker Ranch, because it is right down the road. It's like really close.
Interesting.
But then there's also lights in the sky and alien type things. There's been stories about like these paranormal, just different like paranormal stories. There's a story about like a portal opening up above the ranch and them watching different things come in and out of this portal. They explain it very much in a scientific manner, like a lot of paranormal shows do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they use kind of this scientific, I don't know, posturing to
Okay.
kind of prop up a lot of these things. They've hired scientists to come in, right, and they do a very good job of convincing like people, like, I'm just a scientist. I don't have any stake or any, stake in claiming that this is paranormal,
Except you're on a Discovery
except you're
Channel
on a show.
show.
um, but they, talk a lot about like the military trying to come in and invade their stuff, like that the military wants to research what's happening. So they claim that they see military helicopters and stuff coming in and trying to do their own research. Which,
Okay.
well, yeah, we all have our opinions about the military doing things, but
Yeah.
and it just wouldn't really be that surprising if they were, you know.
But then again, I mean, also like if a bunch of people are like digging all over land and randomly and then making claims about, you know, treasure and stuff like that, I would imagine at some point in time you're like, should is that a national security risk? Should we fly over and maybe check things out?
Well, maybe,
You know?
who
I don't know.
knows? I
Or
don't either.
maybe there's some truth to it.
Well, and they do end up finding like a cave system, like I mentioned, but there are some odd things, and who knows how much of it is real and how much the show is put in there,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But there is like this couple of episodes where the the son of Duane, his name is Chad. He kind of dives into a cave. It's all flooded. So he dives into this cave and finds a box, kind of. It's like made out of timber. And you never quite figure out what is in the box. Like the show never really like gets conclusions, which is very much how paranormal shows go, right? There's never really any actual conclusions. It's all mystery, right? And so you tune in to like, well, what, are they going to show what's in the box?
Yeah, like I want to know what's in the box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very Brad Pitt up in here. Um, but so Blind Frog Ranch is just kind of a weird place. There's just a lot of things happening there. But there are some characters on this show. And the geologist is kind of a cool guy. I think he's a neat character. But there's one character in particular that I think deserves a little bit of conversation here, because Chad Ollinger, the son of the guy that owns the ranch, has recently come into some legal troubles. He actually has a kind of a, no, I wouldn't say a long record, but he has some arrests going back, over 20 years.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, so he was arrested in 2003 for aggravated assault.
Okay.
Not necessarily something that really got him in a ton of trouble, but it was an aggravated assault charge. So that was kind of the start of maybe some of his troubles. Well, in November of 2024, he was arrested in Texas he was on a motorcycle. He ran a stop sign or a stoplight, and there happened to be an undercover police officer nearby who tried to pull him over, but Chad took off on his motorcycle and didn't stop, and then eventually either fell off the motorcycle or parked it and ran, like just ran away.
Somehow got off of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the police officer chased after him and caught him eventually. So he gets arrested. He was later indicted for that charge, but there was a foot chase, and just like he was kind of being weird.
Yeah.
So that was in November of 2024. February of 2025, he gets pulled over again.
Oh, so he's out.
He's out. He didn't really get in a whole lot of trouble. It seemed like he was out on bail or bond. But it didn't seem like it was.
Especially if you have that kind of money. Yeah. You can get yourself out of trouble.
I don't think they ever found the $3 billion in Aztec gold, but I think they probably has a little bit of money. If he's
160. Yeah, it was Discovery Channel.
His dad's an oil guy. Oh, yeah. Texas oil tycoon. So February 2025, he's arrested for driving without a license.
Okay.
And then he gets out. But for driving without a license.
Yeah, okay. I mean, come on, yeah.
And then
that's not enough to lock a person up for,
Right. Not for very long, at least.
No. Yeah. A fine, maybe.
Right. And then October of 2025, he got arrested at the Encore Hotel in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. So he's now in Nevada. And he was initially detained for larceny.
What?
Yeah, larceny and trespassing. And the reason is because his credit card was declined. He was staying at the Encore Hotel, and his credit card was declined. And so the hotel staff went up and tried to be like, hey, bro, your credit card no longer is going through. Like, we need payment. And he was like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not paying and I'm not leaving. And so they tried to get him out of the room. They couldn't. They called the police. The police came,
Like he tried to like squatter it, you know?
Yeah, he tried to squat in this hotel room. Like he just
What?
basically told them I'm not leaving. And so the cops had to come in and like force the door open
Yeah.
and took him to jail. So that was in October of last year of 2025. And then in December, he was sentenced for a contempt of court charge. Because when they arrested him at the Encore Hotel, they realized that he had not shown up for court for the former arrests, the times that he was arrested before, like the evading police charge. So he ends up going to jail in Nevada. He's just sitting in jail, and he has a cellmate, Christopher Kelly, who was there for like burglary.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, after a couple of weeks of being there, Chad is about to be released, like less than 2 weeks. Christopher Kelly, his cellmate, ends up dead. Chad said when they questioned him, like, how did that happen? Because he was obviously murdered. He was strangled.
Oh my.
And actually, it looked like he'd also been beaten. Chad said that, I murdered him.
He admitted to it?
He admitted to it. He said, and so this is where we find out some pretty interesting things about Chad. So Chad claimed that he had supernatural ability and that he could tell when someone was a predator. Just a predator.
What kind of predator?
He just said predator. That his
he's not. He's not a predator? Like he can tell everybody else is a predator, but him?
Apparently.
Okay.
So he claimed that he has a supernatural ability to see people as predators. And he claimed that Christopher Kelly was a predator, so he had to take care of him.
What?
Yeah. So then it comes out that Chad Ollinger had actually threatened his wife.
His own wife?
His own wife. So he had been married. And then at this point, they were separated or maybe just shortly divorced.
Like, well, yeah, because he keeps going. He keeps getting in trouble.
Keeps getting arrested for weird, dumb shit. He claimed that his wife was a predator as well. And also, eventually, he claimed that his own children, who were literal children, were predators. And so they were afraid for their lives. Rightfully so at this point, right? Because now we know that he's killing people that he thinks are predators.
Yeah.
So he thinks his former wife was a predator. His children are predators. He needs to be, he can't be around them. So he has been declared to be unfit to stand trial, which if you think about this is really difficult. It's very difficult to be claimed, like to claim that you're incompetent to stand trial due to mental illness.
It's one of the most difficult things to prove.
And yet he's done it. Which, I mean, I guess if you are like locking yourself in a hotel room, fighting the cops, running away from the cops, you are claiming that you're killing people because they're predators and you can tell that they're predators because of your supernatural ability, it does maybe seem a little like...
Yeah, I mean, you probably have something wrong with you.
You might qualify for this, not fit to stand trial label.
Absolutely, yeah.
So right now he is in a facility where they are trying to like help him get better so that he can eventually stand trial for the murder of Christopher Kelly.
Wow. There's so much here.
There's a lot here.
What is his family's response?
Well, that's been obviously his wife is like, that's not okay, we're done kind of thing. And his dad, it seemed like his dad was trying to defend him. Like he has a mental illness, like we need to, help him. But there have been some reports of like them also having a falling out, because Chad is also saying that his dad has been a predator. And so, but that's also stuff that I'm reading on the internet, like comments on things, and so I don't know
Yeah.
if that's true.
If that's true.
The other stuff is verifiable, like
Mm-hmm.
it's in court records. He's talking about it on like with the detectives. You can watch part of his interview, and it's him like explaining, oh yeah, I did this. So um so there's a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly unwell. Um, but also I think that it's one of those cases where we can talk about like his upbringing
Absolutely.
and the fact that he lived on this ranch that supposedly has all of these supernatural things happening, and then all of a sudden himself is supernatural.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about somebody who has, obviously a mental illness and has had a history of struggling with something,
Yeah.
whether or not it be mental illness or not, but he's struggled with like accountability or whatever it is, right? And then you're feeding him this like delusion about, a, a gold mine and,
A hidden fortune.
yeah, hidden
Like
fortune.
go on
And
a treasure hunt with me. Like we're gonna buy this 160-acre like ranch, and you're gonna go on a gold hunt with me. And there's aliens, and there's skinwalkers, and there's a portal, and it's all very like in sociology, right? In deviant studies, we talk about differential association, and it's this idea that people learn multiple definitions of norms and what they think is normal.
absolutely.
And so if you live in this kind of world where you've created something and the people around you are building into this,
And they teach you. I mean,
and they
that's
teach
such
you,
an important part of differential association theory is teaching you to correctly engage in those norms
well,
or that deviance.
and then you really back it up by bringing in scientists, and these are legitimate people that have like degrees in geology and physics and astrophysics and stuff. These people are like legit scientists, so you bring that in and you legitimize it.
Absolutely.
So it does make you wonder if there is some part of his brain that is saying all of this stuff is okay because it's real. Like these aliens are real. They have supernatural abilities,
Yeah.
and so do I now. And I can tell when somebody has some predatory sort of personality, and really it could be something like schizophrenia. We don't know, but it could also just be that, he has some imbalance, and he's then that's being kind of brought on by these stories and this life that he has been living. And then there's no social order, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no norm that would be norm in reality.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it seems like it's maybe a combination of things, right? He's probably suffering from some mental health issues.
Absolutely.
It does seem like he also, there are reports that he maybe was having some issues with drugs and alcohol.
Mm.
And it seems pretty legitimate. Like he's probably been using a lot of drugs. One of the things that doesn't really get mentioned is he did disappear for a while. They found him in Albuquerque, but he had disappeared for a while. I can't remember how long, 2 months maybe. And his family ended up reporting him missing because they had not heard from him, and he just straight up disappeared. So um, I don't know. It's
Well, I think about too, like just even the Discovery Channel and how much media exacerbates some of this stuff, right? I mean, especially, and you hear like the term predator, and of course, we're not making excuses. That's not what we're doing, but we are trying to analyze these things from like a kind of an outside perspective. And I'm thinking about like even the term saying I can identify a predator, right? Well, like a, his father is kind of a predator. You know, the Discovery Channel is kind of a predator, right? I mean, they're preying on, first of all, cultural things around, like it's why is first of all why is it always Aztec gold? Like why?
Yeah. So in the show, I know it's all very like questionable. In the show, they do like go to Mexico. They find maps. They've like who knows how much of it is real, but they do like find maps, and they're like using these maps to justify like why they believe this gold is on this land. And it is though, like when they're finding arrowheads and turquoise beads that are clearly from indigenous communities from bygone eras, it does feel a little predatory.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny how sometimes you hear those words come out of people, and it actually is explaining the situation quite well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The other thing I think about too is how kind of predatory even the media is, right? And so
is.
how we see things like you should go into that cave.
Yeah.
You know, you should go dunk into that cave that's filled with water and who God knows what else. You know, and you should do that because that would make for really good TV.
Right.
And then send somebody who obviously has had some sort of background. I mean, this is not unknown to the family, obviously.
Right.
And so send him. And that, I mean, that, you know,
yeah. Well,
like, send the guy.
He is kind of a character on the show. Like his personality very much comes in to play. He's like hyper almost. He's like super excited to go do this stuff. But I also wonder, like, how exciting would it be if your dad's like, "Hey, kid, like, let's go treasure hunt."
Absolutely.
Like, that would be really exciting as a kid, and he probably had some of that as a kid.
Yeah.
And, like, you have to be, like, taking a little bit of risks maybe, like, for being somebody who's in oil, right?
Yeah.
And then you go buy this ranch that has all of these, like, paranormal factors to it, and they claim that they didn't know that they were going to run into that, but you also wonder, like, did they buy it for a television show?
Yeah. And also I think too about some of these scientists.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
and it is strange because when you watch the show, and their characters also, right? But they play up very much like, well, I don't know if that was paranormal because I'm a scientist and I can't explain it though. And so it's like, it gives legitimacy to their claims. So you don't really know. And when you're not there, right, you only see what they want you to see.
And it's very crafted.
Very crafted.
It's very crafted. I mean, that stuff is crafted long before cameras even start rolling.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And some of it may not be scripted, but it feels very much like somebody behind the scenes has said, hey, you know what? We have evidence that somebody is trespassing on your land. Maybe you should go talk to them.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I really struggle with scientists who do that, right? Who kind of don't like come at it from a scientific lens and then go, but and really kind of play into that stuff. But I also think to myself, like, there could be scientists who really do think like that's okay and that's normal and they should be talking like that, because like we know some really dumb scientists.
Oh, we do.
Like, I mean, as much as I loved, like, I wish that I would say that that's not true. Like, I know some
100%.
real dumb sociologists.
Yeah, we know a few
That I'm like, they'll say things and I'm like,
that have advanced degrees and sometimes do things or say things that are just unhinged.
and you're just like, that's like legitimately not true.
Right. Right.
And like that is like the most untrue thing I have ever heard. And then they'll tell it to students as like fact.
Right. And it goes against everything that we have been trained to do as a sociologist.
Yeah. So imagine then having, so some of those people really might actually have a degree. And this, you go to college, kids. That's not what we're saying. But what I'm saying is some of them might actually have degrees or whatever, but then they really do talk, they insert so much of their bias, but then hide it behind scientific language. And you just wonder, like, where are they getting him from? Where's the Discovery Channel? I mean, it's got to be like they just called somebody up, you know?
Well, yeah. And
unless they're saying they're like the best of the best in the world or something.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think that they are doing that. They do bring in, and I'm not sure on this particular show if they're doing this, but there are several, I watch all of these shows. I love them. There are several shows where they will bring in like who they claim to be the best of the best. But I do wonder, there are some times where I'm like, how much money, like a geologist can make some pretty good money.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe, some of these other scientists or even the geologists, maybe it's kind of hard out there right now.
Yeah.
You got to make a buck where you can. And also you almost brand yourself. And so you're like, you're the scientist, but you're also like related to the paranormal. And so you can kind of attach yourself to some of these different events and shows. And
yeah. And when it's kind of a dog eat dog world in academia, and I know that sounds really horrible, but really is.
Oh, it is.
It's so cutthroat, and it's about sometimes cutting throats. It's really icky.
It is.
It's probably one of the ickiest things ever. And sometimes making your name for yourself through that branding is all you can do.
Right.
But then there's just Chad and his behavior, and why go to such extremes to kill a cellmate when you're like almost free, buddy,
Yeah,
But then I guess we've seen mental illness, obviously he has something going on there. But if he does get to be competent enough to stand trial, I would imagine that they're going to bring in like not guilty by reason of insanity. I would, if I'm a lawyer, that's the path I would go. What kind of future life? I mean, where were the preventative things, I think,
Yeah. Yeah. So they have this thing in Nevada, the open charge. So they don't have to come up with like a degree of they don't have to they can say it runs the gamut of like
here to here,
like manslaughter to first degree murder. Like the jury is able to kind of determine where the charge could fall
on the spectrum.
So that also changes things a little bit, because if I'm a juror and I'm hearing this story and I'm like, okay, well, he was 2 weeks away from being released, and then he thought, oh, I have to do this right now. I got to kill this guy because he's a predator, and I have to do it now because otherwise I'm going to get out of prison.
It's like my last chance. Yeah.
I'm going to think, okay, he's guilty for doing it. He's admitted to doing it. And it's not on video, but it's very obvious that it was him because there's nobody else. that could have done it. But also, he's saying these things that seem so far-fetched that I also want to believe that maybe he's not culpable fully, like to the fullest extent. I may not want to convict him of first-degree murder.
Well, and then also there's kind of star power too.
Right, and I think that part is important. He's kind of a pseudo-celebrity. Like, you would have to absolutely make sure that the jurors do not know who this person is, right? And it's such an unusual story. Like, you would think that people in that area are going to know. It's going to be hard to find jurors in that area.
Oh, yeah. My question to you then is, are they continuing with the show?
So I have not heard. Like, they're not. What I can find is that they're not going to release any new. They're not going to shoot anymore. If they have stuff, people are saying that they have like more episodes and that they could release them because it's before he's ever arrested. So if that's true, then there is more out there. But I think there's maybe 3 seasons or 4 seasons. I can't remember how many. And one season was released not that long ago. It was after he had been arrested that first time. I'm pretty sure.
It just would be interesting if they do release things, especially if they start to release it around, like, if he goes to trial or around certain moment. It'll be very interesting to watch when those extra things start to come out and how they're capitalizing on, like, really a lot of trauma. I also wonder how much of that kind of manifesting goes into, I mean, if you're constantly exposed, like we said, if you're constantly exposed to all of this weird stuff all the time, and then your parents enable it, I don't know. This is a difficult one.
It is. It's really hard to know, like, where you draw lines and how you define some of this stuff, because you don't want somebody who is legitimately mentally unwell to just continue to suffer.
Yeah.
And he's almost a victim in some of it.
But 1,000, yeah.
But then he's also a perpetrator in so many ways. And, like, you can't, like, I'll never feel okay with him, like, threatening his wife.
Yeah, and his children.
And his children. Like, that's never okay. So there is some sort of, I don't know. It's hard to find that balance of, like, what's okay and what's not. And how much do you feel bad for this guy versus, like, oh, he's actually a shithead. And we probably don't need to feel bad for him. But I kind of do in some ways.
Yeah, I do too, because I think, here's my thing. If you have a guy who's shown this much of a track record of doing these kind of things, at least legally, then he's shown some sort of track record personally. Yeah. And if somebody at some point in time didn't stop and say, hey, maybe we shouldn't, whatever,
right?
Then I think then he does become a victim in that. And like you said, he's also a perpetrator, and he should, he needs to stay away from his wife. He needs to stay away from his children. He needs to be away from those people. But also, like, this becomes so icky when you get these kind of big corporations and stuff like that involved, because they're not really worried about him.
No, he's absolutely a victim of capitalism.
Absolutely. And corporations.
I mean, we all are.
Yeah.
But, his life became so revolved around a show, and they would just let him do anything, and wanted him to do things because, just crazy Chad, just being crazy.
Doing the thing.
Doing all the things that we want him to do. And he's probably making a little bit of money off of it. And then it becomes something that, cyclical. And there's just a lot to it.
Well, and I think too, you're also, then there's just like this fed bullshit of, this treasure that you're going to get. And, like, I mean, quit making the Aztecs so dumb that they would bury their land in some, or their gold and that like the kind of.
I disagree. And here's why.
Okay, give it to me.
That's so far away from where.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so maybe that would be the perfect place to hide your gold. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like go to the Uinta Basin and hide it under the Skinwalker Ranch, and then like keep it protected from, like, use the portal to protect it.
Okay, true. There you go.
That's just like the best. Like,
actually,
Skinwalkers
yeah, that
are just thoroughly propped up around this gold. So
there you go. But also, we're so upset. It's always got to be Aztec gold. Like,
but it does, yeah.
It's never got to be like nobody's sitting there being like, "Hey, look at them Protestant gold." We all know that they hoarded that stuff in their walls and shit. But it's like it's always that weird, like.
But there's like mystery around the Aztecs.
And also like infantilizing, but also a fetish. And it's like, it's weird.
It's very fetishy.
Very fetish. Like, this is spectacle and it's fetish and it's also like an I think about like authenticity tied to like, well, yeah, would only happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who could access, this gold.
I have the power to.
Because it's mine now. I own this land. Like, well, I hope they haunt you. Hope those beads crawl up your butt. I don't know. I'm just saying. This is weird. It's weird. This is weird. And now I will tell you, the blind frog's too much. Because that was the omen right there. That was your first mistake, man.
Like opening it and it's, like a plague of.
I can't. I would die. I
bet they're cute.
There's absolutely nothing cute about the frogs.
They're just like little guys.
No.
Crawling out of a cave.
Oh my God.
Like thousands of these cute little frog guys? Yeah, come on. I bet they're adorable. Should we look a picture up? I want to see what the blind frogs look
like. Maybe we should. But also, I hate frogs. Oh my God. I can't think of a more horrible creature.
They're squishy.
Like, you study cryptids, and I think that I don't even know if there's a cryptid that is creepier than a frog to me.
Well, a frog is not a cryptid.
I know.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. So even the cryptids, even the ones we make up, are not as creepy to me as a frog.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Frog man. Absolutely not.
He talks. He has a wand. He's cool. I like Frog Man. It's the best.
They're just plague monsters.
So you're telling me that you were more creeped out by a frog than a Wendigo?
And why would you say that word? I don't, maybe.
Because, okay, I said it because if it's going to come here, is it going to show up in the H.H. Holmes room?
Yeah.
I think that we have weapons on the walls.
We can't fight it. It's just going to eat us. And I haven't even, I haven't even gotten to our snacks yet.
Now Molly is mad and terrified again. So,
yeah. And I'm going to probably be shown blind frogs here in just a minute. I'm sure.
I'm going to look up pictures of blind frogs.
It is such a weird thing all around. And I wonder, I did have one question. Sorry. I need to ask one more question of you.
I hope I have the answer.
Have you seen anything from Discovery, like acknowledging all of this?
I've not. And it's not that it's not out there, because I haven't like trolled all of their stuff, but I have not seen anything.
But yeah, I mean, but I feel like if this was maybe made bigger, I'm surprised they haven't capitalized on it more. Well, maybe they will.
And they could potentially, but I think that they are afraid of lawsuits.
Probably. Yeah, for sure.
So they don't want to get sued by the guy's family, right? And really, the guy didn't deserve to be murdered, right?
No,
and
that's sad.
His poor family.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm a fan of Discovery Channel because I like all the weird stuff, but also it does feel kind of gross. So I get it. And I'm guessing they probably are not releasing a whole lot of stuff
Yeah.
and capitalizing on it yet because they're afraid of lawsuits.
For sure. And I mean, how do you spin that? I guess you'd have to get like a scientist who is an alien. You can be like,
or like they could, like make it into Chad is a supernatural person and he can
what if he becomes a blind frog? Just saying. He went in those caves.
manifest yourself into a blind frog.
We have a new movie for people to make. Like, that's Frogman 3.
Frogman 3, story of the blind frog.
Done. We just sold it to
I
you.
don't know. That didn't make any
Sell
sense.
the rights. Okay. That's all we got.
That's it.
We don't ever have any answers. Why would we have that?
But this was good.
All right.
All right.
Bye.